Hello and welcome to Hot Buy Happy Hour. It's the MattyDaddy, and I'm here with my boys, Brian. Brian, what you drinking on tonight?
What's going on, MattyDaddy? I'm chilling. I'm sipping on some Rip Van Winkle wit. So I got myself a nice light beer, but light equals more. So
Wednesday, hump day, baby. What about you, Sammy? What's cracking?
Hey, I got a Jefferson's Ocean Aged based off a recommendation from a pod a couple weeks ago. So sipping on that. It's okay. I could probably get behind this. I got to be honest. I'd rather stick with my scotches, but you know what? A good bourbon, not a bad deal. Diversify a little bit. Broaden my horizons. No problem there.
Oh yeah.
Smoking let me touch on the cigar. Smoking on a Sin Compromiso. It's Steve Saka. If you're not familiar with him, he used to be with Drew Estate. Really, really good cigar, high end. I got it on a special at my local place, Best Cigar Pub. I mentioned him last week. I'll mention him again, specifically because if you're in the local area, there's a little promo going. If you mention this show and the name Sam, then they're going to give you a free T-shirt.
Oh,
And moving forward, we're going to have a promo code for their online store. So, if you're interested in cigars, getting a couple good sticks, boxes, whatever the case may be, we might have some things coming for you. So, again, locally, if you're in the area, mention my name, Sam, mention this show, and you got a free T-shirt from Best Cigar Pub.
that's what I'm talking about. MattyDaddy's over here with his case. It's going to be hot by happy hour tonight. Before we get started, we're going to talk we're going to talk ejections, sports fights, a little pizza, and of course, some fantasy replacements, some little things to maybe keep your eye on as we move forward in the off season. But before we get started, what's new, guys? Sammy, what you been up to?
Yeah, so I got to admit, I had a hot take last week. Talked a little bit about Ryan Fitzpatrick maybe being the quarterback to pick up. Tua, I told you guys I didn't believe in him. Well, Tua started. I think we all know that. Didn't have the best fantasy day, but by Tua playing, that makes Ryan Fitzpatrick a big fat 0 on the scoreboard. So Ryan Fitzpatrick definitely a poor take there. From a personal standpoint, I'm in a pretty big survivor pool, and taking the Kansas City Chiefs this week in the survivor pool. And they're playing. What's that?
Any better?
Can you hear me?
What about you, Brian? Can you hear Sam? Is it just me?
Can you guys hear me?
You guys.
Excuse me, guys. A little technical difficulties here.
That's all right. So like I was saying, survivor pool, pretty big one. I got the Kansas City Chiefs this week. They're playing against the Dolphins. I think karma's just going to bite me in the ass. Tua's going to end up beating my KC Chiefs. And
Brian, can you hear the chat?
Yeah, it's hella choppy.
all right, let me drop off. Let me get back on my phone. We'll switch this up. Technical difficulties.
All right, Sam, we'll take a break. What about you, Brian? What's up, man? Tell me about it.
Dude, not much, man. Obviously, you and I were talking last night. We had a little table for two planned with our buddy Andre out in Vegas, a part of AVG Fantasy Football. But I had quite the experience. My 8-year-old German Shepherd Cody had a seizure. And man, oh man, I don't know if any of you guys out there have had a pet that has gone through that experience, but crazy scary. So my fiance took the night off of work. We stayed with him all night and just made sure he's good. And this morning, back to normal, the pup that we know him to be. So crazy scary moment. And to everyone out there listening, just give some extra love to your pet for me and all you guys that are pet owners. When that kind of stuff happens, it really brings to light what they mean to you. So
Man, pets are like kids. That's one thing. You don't know. They can't talk, so you don't know what to look out for.
Yeah.
But
that's the scariest thing, man. You're talking to them and they can't talk to you. But thankfully, Cody's okay. He's sitting here right in front of me, chewing his bones. So All good here, but like I said, everyone give some extra love to your pets out there.
Sure.
Hey, guys,
My weekend.
how am I? Am I back? Am I good? No? Yes?
You're back.
How's my audio?
Choppy.
Yeah, that's all I hear is 3 inches of snow there.
I did get 3 inches of snow here. All right. Hey, keep going without me. I'll stay quiet, and I can see if I can work through this, and we can figure it out.
All right. Well, so what's new with me, man? Last night I had no kids.
Yeah, what's
no
going on,
wife.
MattyDaddy?
Had the house to myself. So what did I do? Cleaned up a little bit. Watched my Cowboys just. I felt like Brian. I was like, what if we had Dak Prescott? What if we had Dak Prescott? They're in first place. They don't have Saquon. What's our excuse? Yeah. So no, I wasn't depressed by anything, but wasn't impressed. You know, missed field goals, everything. It was bad. But yeah. Let's get started on these topics. They're scrolling across the stream. Sports ejection fights. We saw what happened this weekend. Sammy, kind of fill us in on what's going on.
All right. So before I start, how am I now? Better? Worse? Same?
Same.
Brian's shaking his head. Man.
I know. Damn. Sam, that sucks, man.
We were good on the pre-show. Well, hey, I'll be quiet. You guys keep talking. Let me see if I can figure something out.
Yeah.
Gotta love these new formats of technology getting together and all of this with all the chat. But
we're live, so this isn't
yeah,
like
Matt.
That's what makes this hard. But yeah, I'm drinking Miller Lite, Metallica. Is he cleaning his screen with Windex? Isn't that what it looks like?
It looks like it, maybe. I don't
know.
Yeah. So we had the Xavier Howard fight.
I'm here and I'm coming through clear on Twitter. It's you.
Better, Sammy.
Hold on.
Yeah, I just got a text from our favorite buddy Brad, and he said I sound crystal clear online.
Is this any better?
You sound good to me.
All right. Yeah, so fill us in on the sports ejection, Sammy. This weekend.
All right, so you can start anywhere you want with the sports ejections. One of the first ones that came to mind, I remember from when I was a kid, Giants-Dallas game. I had to do some research to get the exact year. It was 1994. And there was a perceived cheap shot on Alvin Harper by Tito Wooten. I say who? Yeah, Tito Wooten. I never heard of him, don't remember him. But it was on a Hail Mary at halftime. And apparently it was perceived that, dude might have taken a shot at Harper. So Michael Irvin, Dallas wide receivers coach, get all upset, get into a scuffle with some dude from Giants named Jarvis Williams. Again, who? Never heard of him. Don't know. But we got a melee that ensues over there on the field. A lot of dudes getting into each other's faces, pushing and shoving, punches thrown, benches cleared. It's a big ordeal. But the thing that sticks out with me about it, and I had to look the guy's name up, James Washington for the Cowboys. The fight spills into the end zone. You got all the reporters, all the cameramen, and everybody over there, and so many people around. James Washington turns around and he grabs a reporter's tripod for his camera, and he starts fending dudes off, hitting him with the tripod, swinging the tripod. I showed the video to my son, and he goes, "What is he, fencing?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's the perfect way to describe it." It's so ridiculous. I remember from when I was a kid. It's so stupid. It's one of the first football fights that just jumps into my mind.
Man. What about you, Brian, give us one of your favorite sports ejections that you remember, fights, whatnot.
So like for fight, like, because I want to stick with what was going on with like Xavier Howard and Tyler Boyd. But so for fights, I'm a hockey player, so to get excited about a football fight takes a lot, and that brings me right to not so long ago, Cortland Finnegan of the Titans and Andre Johnson, when they just all game were mashing each other at the line, and then finally Andre Johnson just ripped Cortland Finnegan's helmet off, and it all hell ensued. And they were throwing haymakers. You know, a lot of fights that happen in football and involve grabbing the face mask and ripping. And as a hockey player, I like to see the helmets off and the fists come out. So Andre Johnson laying the beat down on Cortland Finnegan, I liked it.
Oh man. That comes to mind is the Malice at the Palace, Auburn Hills, Michigan. We had the Pistons and the Pacers, big Eastern Conference rivals. Listen to the name of these guys that had this fight. This is crazy. So basically, it came down to the last minute. Ben Wallace, Pistons, gets fouled hard by Ron Artest, the bad man. Both defensive, hammers. And everybody starts swinging on each other after a hard foul. And Artest gets broken up, and somebody throws a drink at him. So he runs into the stands and starts fighting.
Yeah, the self-proclaimed meta world peace running up into the stands.
Man, so crazy. 9 players involved, suspended a total of 156 games. 5 players lost $11 million.
So my favorite part of that, I think that the dude from the Pacers that was trying to get fought was Jermaine O'Neal. And some random fan wearing a Pistons jersey, he looks like he's about, I don't know, 5'8", 5'7", something like that. Goes about a 225, 250. He comes out and he wants to throw hands with Jermaine O'Neal. And Jermaine O'Neal just smokes someone. I could be wrong on who the player was from the Pacers, but he just dropped that random fan right in the middle of the court. And it's like, dude, that's why he's a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This. I'll be honest. This is difficult with the audio being for my side. I can't hear much of anything, so I want to keep going. But let's take a 5-minute break, see if we can figure out this audio and try to get back. If y'all don't mind.
Hey, yeah, hold on 1 second. So Brad, send all 3 of us a text if you can.
Okay.